Alright, YouTube, it's Trey B. It's actually the second time I'm making this video because I literally just recorded it, and the camera that I'm using or trying to try out to use I went to go download it on the iPad and realized that all 30 minutes had no audio. So here I am on the iPhone doing it again. You know what that's called? Perseverance and not giving up. It didn't work out once. What do? Try it again. Like the one lady said in her song, you could dust it off and try again, try again. So anyways, Trey B's back in the field, Holyfield, you know it's real, know the deal. Alright, today I want to talk about, where did my little highlighter go? People and association and also isolation. There's going to be some other things I talk about too, but those probably are the main points today. First off, let's jump right into it. People, okay? I'm sure a lot of people have heard the saying, you are who you, or like the environment you're in is kind of what you become and this and that. And it takes a very strong mental and willed and eager person to change that routine and break the cycle, be the only one in your family to be different, to be not a gang member, to be a entrepreneur, to be something different, to be something everybody else is telling you that is impossible and you can't be. All your dreams and aspirations and your goals and this and that's crazy. You're crazy only until it works. Then you're a genius. Then you're Trey. Whatever your name is. How did you do it? How did it work? Man, I don't want to help you now. Because the thing is a lot of people will not call you, not pick up the calls, not text you, not check in on you. And in the beginning of the race, nobody's there. And in the middle of the race, the long, tiring, draining middle of the race or the run, nobody's still there. Maybe a few people come and go throughout, or it's just lonely all throughout the race and run. And then the only time there will be people there is at the very end when it finally worked and now they're applauding you, phones are getting called. Trey, how did you do this? How did this? Woo, blah, 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 blah. All the love starts coming in. But when it was the beginning, not a lot of people are there. And that's the truth. They don't want to support. What do they do instead? They view your shit. They view your this. They tell you you need to go get a 9-to-5 job and be that and work at McDonald's for the rest of your life and you can't be shit. Well, that's not true. You can be anything that you put your mind to. But here is where isolation and people come into play. Okay, for me at least, you, in that environment that you're in, it is up to you. If you want to be wealthy, rich, positive, different mindset, this, that, the third, none of those things will ever happen if you don't change who you're around and your associations and the habits. You gotta break the cycle. You can't be expecting a change to just appear out of one day and then woo woo. You have to work towards it every single day. Do better every single day. But if you constantly run back to or surround yourself around people who are bums, do you ever expect a bum to really change their life? If they've been a bum for 30 years or 50 years or 90 years or just in general. It doesn't matter how old you are. You get the point. It's not gonna happen, okay? It's not, because they themselves need to figure it out. But a lot of people aren't willing to get off that couch and stop eating potato chips or living with a friend because they're homeless. There are some people who are homeless going in the right direction. Yes, sleeping on couch to couch because they have their own business and they're trying to get on their feet. And there's a goal and they're trying every single day grinding. But the ones who are literally on that couch eating potato chips, not doing jack shit, but watching Love Islands and Shrek all day, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to not try to improve in anything. or at least, try to sign up to be a life insurance agent, or try to do something. Put your best foot forward in the moment that you can. But sitting around waiting, thinking something's going to happen for you, it's not the truth. It's not the truth. You're over here eating popcorn, watching Love Island, helping these people get millions of dollars on Netflix. You are helping somebody else's purpose. Does that make sense? Not to me. And if you're going to do that, well, then at least have your own purpose at the same time. Ain't nothing wrong with watching Love Island. It's what are you doing after and before that? You understand what I'm saying? But anyways, back to the real point. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people. If you don't surround yourself with like-minded people, you will be around like-minded people who are in the same boat as you, but also are never going to go anywhere. You can't expect to thrive necessarily unless, once again, you are a very strong-minded person and you can be around these people who are no good and still have your own lane and do good. 9 times out of 10, that does not work, because look at kids who grow up around gang members their whole life. What do they end up probably becoming? A gang member. What do people who are around drugs their whole life? What do they probably end up becoming? Homeless, a junkie, heroin, meth, this, that, the third. The cycle does not get broken. You have to be mentally strong. It does not matter how many times you hit the gym. It does not matter. It doesn't. It means mentally strong. Being mentally strong is more powerful than being actually strong. And once you can learn that, you'll be better off. It is all about what you put your mind to. For instance, I had to get motivated and start going to the gym to lose the fat, to start feeling better and be healthier. Instead of eating cupcakes and blueberry muffins and cakes all day and crumble cookie, I had to change the ways, and I finally got motivated enough to want to go to the gym and stop being a fat fuck. You have to want to do those things within. Nobody can help you do it. At the end of the day, there's a few things that you do have to do on your own, okay? Not everybody's going to hold your hand through every fucking little thing. It's not reality, and it's not life. Some things you just have to want to do on your own. Anyways, though, still kind of getting beaten around the bush, and that's on me for not getting to the point. What I'm trying to say, though, is associations are good and bad. And if you can't learn how to be around that bum-ass person who's not doing shit with their life and still be able to, do good and successful in your own life, and you start to kind of just, you're giving the wrong people and wrong things time and energy, and you're not mentally strong enough to know the difference that, okay, I'm doing good, but this person is a bum. So I'll keep them there. I'm still doing me. If you're not mentally strong enough and you're just constantly hanging out with the person, constantly giving your time and energy, then that is where you either need to isolate or find a different crowd of people who are different. It does not hurt the soul to meet a new human being, and at that, one that's going to be on your same mindset and have somewhat the same goals. Not everybody is going to have the same exact goals to the T, but at least if we're like-minded and can think a little bit more similar than me and a person who just wants to drink alcohol all day, then there's more going for us. If we both are into fitness, okay, that's something I really am wanting to do, then, and this person is too, then that is how you get it. You don't do that by being around people who are just going to sit on their ass all fucking day. It's not going to happen unless you are going to get the will and the motivation on your own, which a lot of people, it's hard to do. So if you're not strong enough to be around those people, I advise you isolate, because that is the only other option. There's 2 options for you. You either isolate or find a different crowd of like-minded people and stop being complacent and being stuck You have to break it, or else you will never become that wealthy person that you want to be. You will never have the things that you want to have if you let people hold you down, whether that's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your grandma, your cousin, your best friend. It doesn't matter. If they're going nowhere in their life and all they do is smoke weed, or all they do is drink, and that's all they do, they have no intentions on changing their life, learning something new, being a real estate agent, being this, being an entrepreneur, this, that, the third. They just are comfortable and just want to survive. This world is not about surviving. It's about thriving. So once you can understand that, you'll be a lot better off. And that's what I'm learning day by day. Okay? So that is my advice. Those are your two options. The third option is stay in the same spot, stay stuck, and work that 9 to 5 and never have a real true purpose. You're just going to have a purpose by serving McDonald's for the rest of your life. And guess what? You're making McDonald's richer. So if that's the purpose you want to have for 40 years, perfectly fine. I'm not shaming it. I just wouldn't recommend it, because I think we're all worth a little bit more than working and absolutely running ourselves down to the ground for somebody else's dreams and somebody else's this, that, the third. You're just helping somebody else's purpose. I don't see the point in that if you don't have one yourself. Now, if you sell art on the side and you're Picasso and this and that, and and you're eventually, I'm not saying there's a problem with having a job funding for your dream. There's a thing called funding for your dream. That is a different topic we'll talk about a different day, but that is also a route that is fine. I know that I have to work for somebody until I have enough money to fund for my dream. That is perfectly fine. But now, if you think that you want to work for somebody for the rest of your life, I advise you rethink it, because you're only helping somebody else out in the end of the day. You're getting a piece of sand compared to what they're getting. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound good to me for the rest of my life. But, hey, to each their own. I'm not blaming you. This video is just not for you then, until this point, if you have been watching, because that's not what this and I'm about. I'm starting in at the bottom right now, and I'm getting eat day by day, learning, growing, doing better, and changing who I'm around, this, that, the third, to get level up. Yeah, I'm about leveling up. If we're not going to level up, then there's no point in my eyes. But that is what I have to say for people and association and this, that, the third. You just kind of have to learn that, a big one for me is my parents, personally. I don't see a lot of changing and a lot of doing better and this and that personally. I don't know how it is for you people who are watching, but I don't want to grow up to be like my parents. And I know I'm already not. I'm already 5 steps ahead. I know that with my whole heart. I am. I already know that. Trust me. So, be a leader, not a boss. Be a leader, not a follower. A boss has the title. A leader has the people. It's simple. There's just certain things that be home runners. Home runs, okay? They just gotta connect. And if you feel me, you feel me. If you don't, oh well. I could care less. Somebody's gonna see this and understand what I'm saying. And it's gonna finally click for you, probably. This, that, the third. But yeah, that is what I kind of have to say. So I would say either isolate if you just can't, figure out how to be around people who are down here when you're trying to get up here. You're going to have to isolate and cut them off. And if you don't want to really be alone and kind of still want to have people, then find a different crowd who are like-minded, trying to go in the same place or directions that you're going, There's plenty of roads. You just got to pick which direction you're trying to go in. And if you want to stay kind of just on the side of the road forever, then that's okay. That is okay. Actually, probably not even the side of the road, just a dead end, because you're complacent, you are stuck, you're comfortable, not trying to break out of your comfort zone and level up. That's okay. Stay in your box, and the rest of us will, unfortunately, gratefully, thankfully, get outside of it. That is the truth. But yeah, so I would just say change your thoughts and your life will change. Change your perspective and things will be better. Other than that, I have nothing else written down on this piece of paper. Those were my 2 into 1 topics that I really had to say, was just association. But I'll leave a few more words. You know, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm just trying to do better every single day, which leads to more good, more blossoming, if you want to call it that or whatever, you know. And another thing, it is easier for people to stay stuck, to do bad, to be a follower than it is to be a leader and to do good and choose good. And you know, it's just easier. It's an easy way out. It's easier to not go to the gym and say you're gonna go Monday and eat like dog shit every single day, instead of to eat the good stuff and to go to the gym and to go for walks and try to enjoy life, not a TV screen, you know? And that's the unfortunate truth. And that's okay if you are that person. It is not too late to change how you look at things and what you do with your life. It's never too late, but just know time is not stopping. Okay? As long as you can get that through your brain, then, you know, this video hopefully for somebody will end up clicking. And if it doesn't click now, it will eventually. If you know, I don't know. I don't know why my eyes bugging me. But yeah, so that's, yeah. You know what I mean? And yeah, a lot of people are going to hold you back. You got to learn to let them go. You got to learn to let them go. You have to. You know, it's a sad truth, but it is what it is. You know, and there's a lot of doubters, a lot of haters, a lot of you're crazy, that'll never work until it works. Like I said, you know, you got to believe in yourself. You have to. If you don't, then I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you got to water the grass for it to get greener, or else your grass in your lawn will be drier than a bitch in the Sahara Desert forever. You have to want to do better. You have to want to change. If you never want to, and you just want to keep living off the fucking IRS or whatever the fuck be funding for people, or keep living off of your this or that, and you're just not ever trying to be different or be doing something positive, then what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't. You know? And I just, yeah, I don't. Yikes. But kind of having a brain fart right now. I don't want to overload. So I'm going to just keep it on this today. And hopefully you guys like. Maybe subscribe. And share it. Help a brother out. If not, it's all good. I get it. I'm not the one for you. And I also don't care. So it is what it is. But I'll be back soon with another video. And, you know, if you're here for the journey, appreciate you. Hopefully we can thrive and get better together. and keep this rolling. And yeah, so have a good night, sleep good, be happy, stay positive, try to learn something new tomorrow, try to be nice tomorrow, try to be happy with yourself, find your purpose. And it doesn't have to happen overnight. It's not going to. But at least if you're taking small steps to get to the end goal or some goal, then that's all that matters. That's all you can do. And effort is better than no effort, you know? So that's what I'm going to leave this video with. And I'll be back on the next one. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. And yeah, stay tuned if you give a fuck for more. Thank you.